this, so I think Nigma will take this, but Echo should have a better.
I would hope so. I mean, it's 5 melee, guys. Like, this is just such a wild draft, but.
In 3 tiebreaker for 3 spots. So they would have to be the worst team in that tiebreaker and get the only slot that doesn't go to the major. This is the only way that Nigma can go to the major if they win this series right here.
Well, I hope we get some like 4-way tiebreakers, and I'm pretty sure we will, because we tend to have the luck of just, you know, it's like impossible to have, and then we end up having them, and now it's very likely to have. So we're definitely gonna get tiebreakers, and yeah, we'll see how this game works out. It's 5 melee, yeah. It's 5 melee into Pangolier and Willow, you know, and into Viper. These heroes usually are pretty good versus a lot of these melee heroes. I'm curious to see how Nigma's gonna make this one work. It's a mid Viper as well. They actually moved it up in priority, I feel like, because they saw 3 different break mechanics, like 3 different things that he can break. Lifestealer, Monkey King, Dragon Knight. Looks like it could be a pretty good game for Supreme.
Miracle, I'm not sure if you watched that exchange. He just took so much damage to ensure that the Viper didn't get level 2. Like, he was determined to get at least one of those denies, and he did. But man, that was wild.
Live by the sword. Die.
Yeah, it's tough for you anyway as a Void Spirit. You have to just play under the tower almost exclusively until you can get some like fun trade back with like an Aether Remnant pulling them under tower. But yeah, that was interesting.
Family name? Or more
Also,
7-2.
Charlie refusing to let the creep wave go into the tower here, drags it along, gets a little bit low as a result. Wild stuff going on to this game, and it all started in the draft, right? Where they picked up a Monkey King, found it mega countered, and decided, okay, we're gonna make this a 5 position.
Yeah, hey, we always see, especially with like these very experienced teams, the way of just never letting the enemy know where your roles are actually going to be, right? They just completely switched it up. You had no idea until like the 3rd or 4th pick, and even then, it could have just been swapped. So, clever stuff from Nigma. And yeah, we'll see how these lanes end up going. I see they stopped the pull bottom from GH, so this should be a pretty free lane for Charlie. He shouldn't get pressured too much. I think Mind Control should also just free farm down here, but should be a good lane for at least the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, I think that's something that we didn't explicitly bring up, but it seems like Hykos really liked this idea of the Shadow Demon being able to suppress the pull behind the tower thanks to Disruption, and allowing you to be able to take more strict 2-on-2s. Like, no pulling shenanigans here. You're actually going to have to take this man fight. You're going to have to take this 2v2, which we plan on.
Yeah, it definitely is really interesting. I've been seeing... I saw like another one. I think I saw like a 5-position gyro kind of do the same, where it's if you pull the wave, he's just gonna run you down with barrage. There's like all these like clever kind of 5s, but this one, they love it. I mean, Jibe is a big fan of this hero. He's played it a lot in their series. It's definitely working well for Brown Bottom. We see 9 last hits. Actually, DK is farming better. Mid, definitely that big win. Supreme is really bringing it to Miracle.
Certainly is. It's going to be the second time that the Void Spirit suffers on the side of Nigma, but this time around it's Miracle playing it, which is something that we talked about last series from Nigma, was their choice to move Weehaw into the side lane to try and give him a better laning phase and therefore more of a confidence going into the rest of the game.
Live by the sword.
Yeah, but interesting to it's been interesting to see that they forced all this to happen, right? Like, because this Viper was picked, I guess they just didn't know how to salvage the lanes in any way that was their best solution. Even though Void Spirit's going to lose the lane, he'll be able to catch up to rotations and whatnot. But yeah, it's a really interesting draft from Nigma. I'm just like really curious to see how it's all going to come together, if it will at all. I really feel like High Coast, they have really good measures and really good counters versus it. Like, I love Pango this game. Until the fact that Nigma does get BKBs, it looks super strong from High Coast.
Damn, Supreme. Yet another deny here. Pressures Miracle. Oh, 978 the remnant as the TP was coming in from GH. Miracle was taking a lot of damage. Kurl's going to walk over as well, but all because the Aether Remnant missed. They can no longer really attempt to go for that as the 4-minute runes are going to spawn, and Zibe picks up the invent.
Loving to see all those rotations coming out from the sports. 4 minutes. These cores are all pretty self-sufficient, so they'll be just fine. I'm always happy when I see Pangos being able to get this type of start. That always like proves to me that it's going to be like a pretty decent Pango game, because the laning phase usually is that thing that you do get pressured a lot. I say that, Jesse actually walks into the tower for a second. Yeah, Rich is dying here.
He finally is going to make a jump away, but Kurl's waiting for that to be able to get the pounce. Weehan's going to stick on top of him, and Jesse, he's dead. There's no way out of this one. He can't TP because Kurl has the stun available, so he just gets run down. He's got to be careful when you're in a very long lane. That's the only kill threat that Lifestealer has, is running you down for an extremely long time.
And you know, when the caster starts to talk about how decent of a lane you're having, you just die immediately right after he says it, so. Sorry, Jesse. That's Kuro. Over to secure a bounty rune. All bounty runes secured from Nigma.
Get the Rambles here with Jesse coming into play. They will at least punish Kuro for taking away their bounty.
Nicely done from Era. I like the skill build. I like the 1-1-1 build on the Willows. I think we're seeing that a lot more frequent now. Always easy to set up your Brambles if you don't have the Pango at the side, or if you don't have a stun set up in your lane to be able to do so. Mind Control gets a connection on Zibe.
Zibe in some big time trouble here. He's going to get the disruption, be able to buy himself a little bit of time and see if he can get away from Mind Control. He cannot. He's going to die. GH is going to go for the TP out, which will be successful. Mind Control, he's the one having the most success outside of the Viper here. His lane is going very mid against Bloodseeker, but mid lane, they're going for a dive here. Didn't quite expect Kuro to be showing up. Supreme is going to throw down the Nether Toxin, clear through this wave, because ultimately, killing Miracle may not be the best objective here. Just pushing him out of the lane does a lot with the Siege Wagon. About ready to hit the tower.
Yeah, Nigma actually has to respond with all three heroes. Like, Kuroky's even coming. Now GH is setting up in case something happens. High Coast, they're bringing 3 as well. Miracle's still level 5. But he has to play a little cautious there with no Astral Step. And there's the two side lanes of Nigma, as we said, very self-sufficient. Same thing for High Coast, so that's why we're seeing this big focus on the mid lane this game at that 6 minutes.
Dragonite lane, man, I did not expect him to be able to pressure the Bloodseeker the way he's doing it, but he actually just kicked Charlie out of lane.
I really did not expect that either. And looking at this tower, like, he's gotten it down to half HP already. And Charlie can't actually step up. This hard stun, it is one of the things that Bloodseeker hates to play against in the early games. It's just, I mean, even later stages too, is just point-click stuns, 2.5 seconds. Not fun.
They're gonna go for a
They have to bring the Viper. Yeah.
They can get the Rupture and then ensure Arrow's close enough for the disable. Mind Control will certainly die, but maybe they can still catch him with this haste rune. They lay down the ward to be able to get vision of him, but Mind Control is already chuked away into the trees.
Really smart stuff from Nigma. Just reading the map perfectly. Just knowing that Viper was going to make that rotation. They chill. Defend their tower. Now they can split up the supports and look to pressure the side lanes a bit. Jesse has hit 6 now off of this. But he has been slowed down a decent bit from his death. He was having a very good start. Now it has been stopped a bit, and they are swinging toward him, Jesse. Be careful with his next swashbuckle.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot.
It is.
They
don't have GH with silence either.
Yeah, they were talking about how, like, all of these heroes, their first 2 heroes all had a disable, but none of them last very long.
That was an interesting interaction. He boulder smash kicks the Pango, but the Pango swashbuckle supersedes it.
Yeah.
So he instantly buckles out of it. That's cool.
8-minute power rune coming up. Miracle begging, pleading that it's going to be bottom lane, and it is.
And he gets it.
They want bottom lane. Zibe trying to get a little bit aggressive. The TP rotation coming in from Viper. He needs some help. Somebody's got to help him out. He's going to draw the disruption. Now they're going down to the Rupture from Charlie. The Viper's going to be here soon, but the fighter's already been made into 2 versus 3. Supports are going to be traded out. Ultimately, this is Supreme rotating for a kill that was not his priority. He really wants that Dragonite dead, but he's just not quite catching it.
And my control's playing this offlane really nicely, and they're doing a good job with the supports of just moving around as a duo. I see Kuroky and GH making the moves. No, they lose GH. It's fine. You know, just wanted to back up that DK, not lose the bigger heroes. But Heiko, they're persistent. They have this lane ward.
And Era is going to be able to get the disable on mind control. They may not have expected Supreme to still be in the neighborhood as they're finally going to catch up to him. And surely, mind control, he's going to die here. He tries to go for a TP out. That is in vain. The damage comes a little bit too fast for him.
That's Supreme being very persistent. And he is going to be going for that bots build, so looking to be able to match the mobility that's going to be coming out from a lot of these Nigma heroes. So something I guess I didn't talk about too much is Void Spirit, Monkey King, Earth Spirit. We're going to see a lot of mobility coming from them to match and just follow where mind control is moving. So Supreme, with these bots, he'll always be able to match those movements. And he's going to have it a really solid time because of that mid lane. Top net worth on Viper, always a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
And let's see what Chesty looks to do. Yes, he did use Rolling Thunder before, but didn't look to. I think it was just a Rolling Thunder to survive.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's got it coming up with this this TP out. Run back to base, and then you have your TP. So you could just kind of like look at the map, kind of feel out where you think you could go. Now the play would definitely be going bottom, as like a deep Nigma setting up right
Vanished,
now.
but not gone.
I thought Chesty was absolutely going to set up bottom. Like, Rolling Thunder versus DK ult is one of the better solutions I've seen from a lot of different teams, but he TP's bottom, so this bottom tower, like, this is just dead now from Heiko's. Charlie, he has to just book it.
Yeah,
I don't want to see him stick around here.
Why is Charlie here?
I don't know.
Okay, they're going to match TP in. Maybe they can actually fight this, even if they don't have the Pango. The jump in, they're going to pop out. Needle try first down to bring the making man. Creating some serious havoc. Charlie is walked out. Kuro positioned himself. Unfortunately, there was a hole that Charlie was able to get himself through. A kick, GH, wrong range, get it hit off. Oh, it makes it all the way. Rolls him down. What a long range kick from GH. Zibe. Is he gonna die as well? They do have a stun follow-up here from Monkey King. Zibe gets off his ultimate. Oh, finds the Bramble. Careful, is able to jump himself away. Another roll in. Is able to finish him off. They're running out of damage here as sadly the ultimate is down now from Era. He's out of mana. He doesn't have a Shadow Realm. All he's got is the first round. That won't protect him any soon. Heiko's, I mean, Fogs, man.
And now mind control too. Like, is he probably will die here. They're gonna focus everything on it, but that's a kill it's just a, I mean, if they even get him, are they gonna be able to finish him?
He does kick out. Woo. But now Green. Fairy Fire, the Void Remnant catches him, pulls him back.
Is under attack.
I gotta be honest, Cap. I am so honest. I am so surprised Chesty TP'd top when they've just been pushing bottom. And his team obviously wanted to make the executive call to defend bottom. The Pango and Viper are the two strongest heroes on the map at the moment when they do have like their ults like this, and they just don't send the Pango, who's the tower defender, you know, that offlaner. It tends to always be those offlaners to set up for those big tower defenses. And they just send him top. I think that was a huge blunder.
Oh, what a kick from GH. That was definitely a moment for a goal.
I wanted to scream it, but sometimes my microphone sucks and I don't want to blow up people's ears.
All right, well, some items are going to be dropped here. They did get the mask. We were talking about how good it is for Tidehunter in the last series being purged. Tango's another one of those heroes. Exceptionally good with the free lifesteal item.
That item feels like it's a little bit too effective on certain heroes, but I like it. I like seeing like these new, very specific neutral items, it seems like at the tier 1. That's like, it's so perfect for certain carries and so perfect for certain like spellcasters, like we see Fairy Trinket. I like that we've gotten a little bit of change up with it, rather than just like a mango tree.
Well, you say certain spellcaster, but it's in like literally every hero that has a spell. Yeah. God, Fairy Trinket's so good.
I love like every aspect of it, really. Just like I'm playing Shadow Shaman, I'm just like, ooh, 5% mana cost reduction. Like, ooh.
Yeah, why does it give 100 health?
That too. It gives a lot, yeah. Charlie shows his face up top. They put a ward down, and he TP'd up here.
They got to protect Charlie's game somehow, because he is being hunted by Nigma. He is public enemy #1, it seems like. He's going to break the smoke as he runs into them. Gets off the blood right, but he's certainly dead. Now, the back into mid lane where we're going to watch Dragonite actually get Rolling Thunder and killed there. So they do trade out.
immediately TPs to defend the tower. They don't want to don't want to lose it, even though they did lose their Dragon Knight, and they swing back over with everybody. And they kill the most important hero, right? Bloodseeker's dead. His game has just been significantly stopped twice.
Yeah, now they've got vision in the triangle, so they're gonna make sure that. Did you know you could, I think, hop down from the tree? He actually capped.
I did not know you could do that. No, that was nice.
But yeah, now they've got vision inside of the triangle, thanks to the fact they got a monkey king. So if Bloodseeker feels like when you're under pressure like this, every carry is like, fine, I'll just go farm the triangle. But he may not find that it's very safe at all.
Not versus mobility carries, like heroes that can just get in and get out, like Earth Spirit, Monkey King, even Void Spirit. They're very good when they have vision like this of the triangle, because it's just easy for them to exactly do that. Get in and get out. As GH, is he gonna get solo killed here?
Oh yeah, Suzuki, that last bit of damage though still comes in from Era. That's a killing spree. As Mind Control will get up to the high ground, he's safe.
Chesty.
Yes, he runs into Void Remnant. Miracle had a little bit of trap, but they don't really have the damage. As a Monkey King doesn't really provide a whole lot.
Now Miracle, he's got an Astral.
Throw the Terrorize out, that misses, and Chessie rolls the wrong direction. Miracle, what a hiding spot he got himself into with that Astral Step. That was a very pretty little play there for Miracle. Leon's now potentially going to be run down here, looking to be able to get the infest. Inside the Centaur he goes, stuns up the Shadow Demon, allowing GH to get the follow-up to stable here. Well played by Leon.
They've effectively juked out like all of the ults now of high close besides Rupture. Now Era also caught in the bad spot. Beautiful reset by Team Nigma. Aggressive play from high cost not paying off this time.
TP's to the other side of the map, picks up the bounty runes, which will mean Mind Control is going to have his Blink Dagger berries. But all of a sudden, he can really start fighting. They're going to come on Sniper here for GH, rolling across the scene here, picks up Magic Miracle, a little bit deeper. He is stuck in a quagmire here. Is now Monkey King, maybe stuck a little bit of a swamp himself, trying to get out of the TP today, trying to get close enough. He couldn't get there for the disruption. Level 1 disruption. Miracle stuck here with a Rupture on him, but Era, he's got a Shadow Realm. Blood Right is out. Miracle's got to make sure not to be in that silence. Thunder being threatened here from Chessie. Got the Rage. The Purge going out. He's going to Rage. TP out. So they're not going to go for him. They're going to go for DK instead. He's going to find himself overwhelmed by the High Coast response.
Cost them quite a bit. I think they might look to fight back very soon afterwards, since it was pretty much all their ults used there in that situation. And Miracle, he's very fight ready. DD rune plus the Orchid. Definitely gotta look to smoke. And a Spirit Vessel even a GH. I can't believe how she farmed the two supports on Nigma as a very awkward support duo of the Monkey King and our Spirit that we don't see very often together. Yeah, the Spirit Vessel this early on is going to be really impactful. It's an extra little bit of damage and just preventing any heals.
Both teams put a lot of emphasis on aggressive wards. Now, this mid-aggressive ward should have spotted the smoke. Charlie will back up at the perfect time. Back up far enough. The Orchid plus double damage. That'll make sure it works. This point, they have to know that ward on the high ground now.
Yeah, I feel like they did see that smoke though, right? With the wards that they had, but maybe he just was... He looked like he played defensive and not defensive enough, and now Nigma, they're setting up again. They see 2 or 3 heroes top, and they have the Orchid. Terrorize
immediately as a response to disruption, but try and buy a little bit of time here. The TP in from Supreme is going to be guarded by the Glyph. Viper's here, they are sandwiching, and they managed to get a beautiful silence out of GH. 3-man challenge with the ultimate on hold. Chessie, who's going to have to bail this out with a rolling thunder for the dream as he rolls on through everybody. Supreme's hoping to be able to get the kill out of GH before he dies. GH rolling off the map. He does not live through the multitude of poison that comes in from the Shadow Poison, as well as the Viper. He will die for a fight that was well worth it for Nigma.
Beautiful setup. GH gives his life for the team, gets a 4-man magnetized spread into silence, and that's without mind control there. They just keep causing all this chaos and havoc, and it doesn't seem like High Coast is expecting these moves to come out. They bring the Viper up there, and another death for Supreme. 4 deaths now on this Viper. A hero that You know, we always talk about when you start getting to this point of death, your effectiveness really starts to crumble super quick. They start to get the itemization to deal with you, and you just start getting burst before you actually get to get that frequency of spells out.
All right, they find...
Now for High Coast.
Wait. Okay, he's afraid of dying. Okay, he knows the ward is there. It's just one of those like, oh, they're probably gonna protect the ward, which he's right. Miracle. So.
Yeah, Miracle saw him place the sentries. Now he's just standing on top of it. And he's got Arcane Rune and the Orchid and level 12. So if any of these supports do walk up, they're quite dead. And they've got backup now. Nigma bringing 3, bringing 4. High Coast looking to maybe hit onto my control, but he's got the blink.
Jesse, he's gonna TP in. They gotta make sure they bring. Oh God, he's
Chessie, don't walk off.
Seriously, man. Zibbe wasn't willing to deward that. Zibbe was willing to try and throw another sentry down, and Chessie tried to follow up that initiation. The Blink Rolling Thunder does hit some of the heroes, but nobody from High Coast is really nearby as they've lost Zibbe. Supreme's gonna be covered by the blood right here, but GH is rolling in. Kuro's gotta come out. They might just be able to find more. It's gonna be Chessie. He rolls back into that vision and Charlie on the way. Beautiful, but they're still but they're getting ripped apart by this Dark Will. Just so much damage there.
Wow, I think that was the Bedlam plus Soul Catcher catching like 3 heroes. It is a level 4 Soul Catcher, so yeah, that looks like with the big chunk. I was like, what the hell chunked him so quick? But it was then a beautiful save. He gets the disruption onto the Bloodseeker as they make the initiation. High Coast hitting back, but Miracle, he's still looking to make another play. Bots and an infested Lifestealer inside. 485 movement speed while he's infested. Not going to be able to swing for anything. Will find himself another rune. I think Miracle's got a majority of the power runes this game, I want to say.
Yeah, there it is. Soul Catcher adds Supreme's damage on top of the Bedlam. Miracle working his way around. He wants to be able to get into the triangle again with his infest rune. Will be busted. The disruption's going to go down. Supreme's going to be hop up Weehawk, though. They're trying to get away, but at the same time, Weehawk's already been rolled through. Supreme will die, but Weehawk, he's got no way out of this one, and he knows it too. He puts what damage he can, but ultimately, Miracle has led him into a trap.
High Coast was very well prepared for this one. Now, hey, swing top. You have 40 seconds to make something happen. Trying to get another kill, or try to at least get some tower pressure going. Since you only do have that one tower, they have good, deep, aggressive wards too, so they see that Nigma is starting to set up on this. Let's see if they catch Kuroky. Chessie has his Calling Blade up in 1 second.
Oh, he broke it! Nice! Well played, well played.
It just came up, so he just swapped it in for the bottle from his backpack again, like 1 second, and they will get the tower off that too, so these aggressive wards pay off because they do see the movements coming in, and Nigma gets halted. They get slowed down quite significantly. A 3k swing and a 3k experience swing as well. It's actually more than that, 4k experience swing.
I think this is so important for High Coast because nothing feels worse than getting aggressive wards, but then finding that they're useless because the enemy team is playing on your side of the map.
Yeah. And now look, they're even setting up for more with that aggressive one. So they're looking for another opportunity, maybe trying to catch Miracle. He looks pretty safe though. He's got the double Astral. He will be able to back away. And Mind Control quietly farming, you know, during all of this action. He went bottom. He's just been chilling. He's almost got his BKB. So like Panel said, a big timing for Nigma will be once they do have BKB, especially on the Dragon Knight, because then he just doesn't have to care at all about a Pango. The break mechanic also is mostly addressed. It's also going to be Miracle going for 1 too, so you can see how important those BKBs are versus that Pango team fight and the Willow too.
Yeah, it kind of shows why Chessie put so much preference into finding that initiative. When Dagger pickup, he's saying like, I need those instant disable.
Especially he just needs to be that control factor for Miracle, because if like looking at the draft, there's not really that much. It's the Willow spells, but most of the time Void Spirits can play around them, you know, with Dissimulate and whatnot, so it really is up to Chessie to get good bounces back and forth with the Rolling Thunder to take Miracle out of the fights.
At what point do we start getting really scared for High Coast? Like, and at what point is their peak of a lineup like, okay, you have to win the game?
I think it's getting pretty soon, honestly. Like Charlie's got his BKB and Viper has his BKB. Viper's effectiveness is gonna soon just disappear once the BKBs on Nigma come out. So I want to see them really accelerate right now on the side of High Coast, because if they start running into BKBs, that's it's just DK is gonna be able to just get these dream initiations. for the side of Nigma every time.
Well, they can't afford to just keep hanging around their triangle for much longer. I don't think
No.
Nigma is too upset with just chilling back and farming. They've got Assange now onto the Lifestealer.
They're smoking up right now, High Coast. They lost their vision, though, at the moment inside the enemy jungle. So right now, it's really just a defensive ward. They don't have too much information where Nigma is.
Are scanning for enemies.
Zipa is going to scan. He's going to put a ward down. It's going to get broken, though. Weehaw does instantly break that, so unfortunate for High Coast.
Terrorize outside of vision, but the rage goes off first. Weehaw read that one well. Rage is now out, though, and Jesse could potentially chase him down here. The Rolling Thunder is going to hit him, and Miracle still the infest. They're going to try and go for the silence off of this one. The rest of the team is really following through. Now they're going to go for the rupture. Charlie, he's going to be killed with a BKB, but there it is. He does manage to get the infest. Curl bails him out, and that's going to be a rupture wasted. High Coast, this fight was never going to be theirs. They're going to try and cover their tracks with the Blood Right era. Looking to be able to get away. The old Scepter on himself into the Shadow Realm, but jump forward here from Kuro. Looking to be able to catch some more heroes as the Astral Step will finish off era. They will find the extra +1. That's going to be Zibe.
You sought to bargain so
They tried so hard. They tried so hard to get the ward down to at least get like information of the fight. Ship it gets broken though. It's literally the best possible thing for Nigma to have happen is Weehaw walking into them there, and then they just overplayed their hand. They had to walk out. Their BKBs got used. As soon as Rolling Thunder and BKBs are down, Nigma just started chasing right back in and always looking for those bailouts. You know, these infests. Weehaw is very tanky, so if he gets gone on, he's gonna get those opportunities. That was High Coast's big fight. They have to win that one.
Like, I think they just needed to go with some gusto. I don't like the fact they're hesitating, as now they're going to find themselves the one initiated on. The Rolling Thunder's not going to get off in time. He got silenced by GH. Now, he could potentially die without getting it off at all. As Charlie doesn't get that one kill. In fact, they're getting out bit by bit. Terrorize me. Actually, be able to run down. Yes, they can. Rolling Thunder does come into play now. Not curl off his perch on the tree. Oh, no. Nigma. They thought this was the point to be able to push their advantage, but it turns out utter disaster as Charlie. He finally hits his swing as a Bloodseeker. He feels large and he feels in charge.
Just.
Okay. He literally just gets to stand his ground and just beat on everyone. His BKB came back up, and Weehaw, he was still kind of low. He wasn't actually full up. Great fight by High Coast, and immediately right after a fight that they could just dominate. So you were saying you wanted some gusto from them. They get it there on the high ground.
Certainly do, and now they can, with that Aegis,
Is under attack.
see if they can keep this momentum going. Chessie, great Rolling Thunder by him in that entire team fight.
Beautiful place to fight too, right? With the Willow sitting in the back lines, able to get the fears off, and always in these little clustered areas, that's where you see the Willow and Pango are able to thrive. Nigma maybe has to be a little bit more careful when they do have, you know, BKBs going down, their Dragon Form ending, maybe just got a little too overzealous, and it hurts. You know, High Coast now, they've got an Aegis, they've got a Basher on Charlie too, so game a lot harder for Weehaw, where now he can't actually man fight versus the Bloodseeker nearly as often, nearly as well versus that Basher. Very close game again coming out.
Ward on the high ground. But I don't believe they know about its existence. That may see it. They may like read it now. They need to shadow points coming up that high ground. Pick up and smoking. Go the long way around into the triangle. G. Just got to be a little bit careful though. There, if they go all the way around, there's a chance that Kuro. Break this. Amazing catch. Weehaw first, terrorize it. Pump and fakes. Doesn't actually go down instead. They use the purge first and jump in. Miracle. A big hit with GH coming in from behind the back line. Immediately melts from High Coast as Charlie. He's got to do this pretty much all on his own with BKB activated, but nobody from Nigma is really that low. They're going to turn around, manage to get Weehaw a little bit low here, but he's able to just invest and feel back up. Immediately Chessie will manage to bring down Kuro, but he's got to help. And now they give it a jab. Zibe come in with his it is a little bit too much with no BKB. The amplified damage is going to be able to burst down this Bloodseeker. The cars are gone, and High Coast, they're on the run. Zibe is going to find himself a dieback here unless he can juke for his life.
what a way to start the fight. Again, you know, vision being so important inside of these. Kuroky gets a 4-man boundless strike to kick it all off, and then they just get the follow-up. And both supports, like you said, deleted before anything even kicks off. And they just have to run frantically. We see Charlie and Supreme running away. Chessie goes for the backline, but the fight's already over when those two supports just insta-die. That was, yeah, really nice setup, Kuro. Very rare you get to see like just boundless strike being so effective, especially as like a support Monkey King, which we don't see ever, but huge strike.
Again and again and again, they are having issues with finding the initiation on this lifesteal because they don't have that instant disable.
Look at that. Oh, that was pretty. And yeah, they don't. They have the good ways to at least address like versus rage, right? That we see. That's why we see like the rupture being thrown out, the demonic purge from the low ground, but they're on the low ground versus a high ground ward, and it's just, yeah, Nigma just gets the most perfect possible way to start a fight. Everything just immediately hitting at the same time, right? Like the supports literally just insta-died to that burst. Couldn't ask for better from Nigma there around that setup.
Well, Nigma, they have reclaimed their advantage. Mihan's gonna, Miracle. Keep forgetting Miracle's playing the Void Spirit. A short timeout here.
Yep, and now he has BKB, so his game is a lot easier. He's been a little bit tripped up by the Pangolier and, you know, some of the Willow spells a few times in this game. Now it's going to be much easier for him. GH also somehow super rich on this Earth Spirit this game. He's getting close to his BKB too, so fight's just starting to look a lot harder for High Coast whenever those BKBs are at the ready, whenever Nigma has their Dragon form up and good to go. And especially if they look like if they go for those type of setups, it can't be on the low ground. Even if you have the vision of the fight, that was a pretty horrible position for High Coast to have been set up.
Yeah, this is feeling like, at this point, High Coast need one of the Dream initiate. They got to get the Rolling Thunder instance done into the Terrorize. Because if people get off these BKBs, I don't think there's much hope for them to win the fight. I don't think they can stall it out longer.
No, I don't think so either. They really do have to get the initiation. The jump is going to be everything. And they do have a lot of different forms of it, right? They can, like you said, they can do it with the Pango. They can also, if they get a Rupture off and they get a Fear, then they have the Rupture where the guy can't control himself and he's running and burning. So there's a lot of different ways they can approach it. They just, you know, have to be careful of that positioning. And I can't believe Nigma is making the 5 melee actually work right now.
Yeah, they certainly are. Viper's time. It's running out.
Bottom tower is
taken
under
away.
attack.
As Weehaw now able to chunk down this bottom tower, and it's right before 30 minutes, so they're going to be able to deny the outpost away from High Coast, force their hand to maybe swing down here and maybe try to take it away, but that's going to be a hard one. As Nigma, they're going to have time to get everything back up after that whole fight does kick off. High Coast, yeah, they got hit really hard there. The Bloodseeker dead for such a long time, Charlie.
Dive's top tower
Here's
is
the
under
items
attack.
around here, and 19 to 28.
Tower is under attack.
3,000 net worth lead, Nigma, but that isn't that large of a net worth lead. The problem is that High Coast, their timing, it was all supposed to be about 5 minutes ago, and now it's Nigma who are in control. Damn near say the rest of the game, Boggs, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, I really feel like it too. It's also, like, my control's level 18, so it's like he's got level 3 Dragon form too, so it makes it harder for your Bloodseekers, harder for your Vipers. You're just constantly getting slowed attacked. Even took the Fireball. Just want to point that out. We don't see it too often, but he did go for it this game.
Oh, okay. So good way,
a lot of
like,
mixed feeling.
Low commitment, pushing waves, right? That's kind of the advantage. Drop it, the creep wave died.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird because it's one of those weird shards that it only works in your Dragon form, so it's just like you only get the ability every so often. I don't know. I'm still really mixed feelings about this one because it is a lot of damage if they sit in it, but this feels awful. But he is not the carry. You know, he has the offlane DK, so why not?
Precious bounty.
As Chessie very boldly walks the enemy jungle. Oh my goodness.
Manages to blink himself right away, but Supreme is currently being hunted by GH. It's going to be sound. Out, misses the roll. There's the initiation from Kuro. It's going to be low on the mark, though. He's going to look to be able to chase him down. He does have Flamer inside, but they manage to get the stun on Supreme before it. He goes off now. Just going to be rushed out of the gas step. Charlie is not going to be here much longer, and neither is the rest of High Coast. It looks like his era is probably going to be taken out
And the game has really crumbled in such fast moments. They can't even kill the support heroes when they get a decent initiation off, as Weehaw just eats poor Charlie alive with the Dragon Knight hitting him as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Let's see, Gray. He can no longer go toe-to-toe with the Lifestealer. And there's not a good way for Heikos to put damage on Nigma easily and like actually get people low so the thirst starts building up. There's just you could see from that last team fight, Nigma, they can split up quite a bit and still feel really safe.
Yeah, Heikos, the timing is just gone. It really is. And Nigma now with their 5-man melee, he's able to beat on this tower with all this nice minus armor. Kuroky gonna set up the Wukong for the push.
Rolling around, he's gonna try to Wukong. The rage is gonna run out soon. He's gonna invest inside of Pearl. They have to make sure he doesn't let the kid out, but he does. And now Charlie's just kind of like diving forward, but I'm not scared. They can fight outside of their base.
He could just get chain stunned and killed. They have so many different instances of stun on Nigma, so yeah, he has to be cautious. Kuroky, it's crazy how he gets infested and he has 2,700 HP on a 5-position Monkey King. But super tanky, we've seen it a few times now save his life as Nigma, no slowing down. Arcane Rune on Miracle, playing around this ward vision again.
That's a flash. The 5 position goes toward the triangle. The vision's already there, so Nigma just kill him as he approaches.
This is one of the games I've seen Nigma actually play better around their vision than usual. I've seen them struggle a little bit recently compared to usual around like just the warding game. This game has been excellent, just really playing around the vision and just like forcing the fights around the vision too. The way I've seen Miracle just standing on top of wards sometimes is great. He's in no man's land.
Yeah, he certainly is. And Curl will just play the back line to make sure that Supreme cannot TP away. He's going to be forced to BKB. Chessie's going to cover his path as he rolling thunders on through. Mind control. Wait to see if he can maybe get the initiation. What does that courier have? Well, it's not going to be alive. It's got nothing in it.
The quiver hit from the distance. I love it. As now the 5 position, Kuroky has a defusal as well. That will be problematic for a lot of high cost heroes as Era.
You'll capture CH as a result. He's going to roll up into the high ground. He does have the BKB, so that'll be
Song.
They're so rich now.
They are insanely rich. Now the Wukong command actually really means something.
Yep.
With that diffusal blade on a Port Monkey Lifestealer, nobody can really fight him.
That is, I mean, that is really crazy now. That's like, if they don't have BKBs active, you can't really walk into Wukong. It's gonna own you. And Weehaw, a full AC finished up now too. Their physical damage is just insane now at this point. They got it for Miracle.
Blink in once, but they don't have the follow-up as Chessie wasn't able to get the successful roll back fast enough. He's going to BKB TP out. He'll be good.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We do get out on the map, not for long. They're not afraid of taking a team fight 4 versus 5. They don't necessarily need Miracle. They're going to be able to run down Curl. Looking to be able to chase down Charlie. His BKB's going to run out soon. GH. He doesn't quite get him as BKB fails, but Lifestealer catches up to Charlie. Being chased. They got to somehow get something between Charlie and his Lifestealer, but nobody can get away. It's Chessie. He's going to be batted around like a cat with a ball.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Nigma effectively has 5 boards now at this point with the way they've played this game these last few moments. The last, like, what, 14 fights, it feels like it's just been no hope for Icos. That last 27-minute fight where they tried to get Weehaw. After they get the successful fight afterwards, everything really crumbled so quick.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is
An enchant, but Rage already going down. Miracle is in pretty deep here for Rolling Thunder. Is anywhere close? He's going to pop his BKB. They're going to take out his sword pretty easily, even for the Viper outside of his boundary. Didn't do a lot of work with that Rolling Thunder. They're trying to stimulate back. Mike Girl sits up front line for the BKB, knowing that his tank is enough to be able to stand up to all of his damage. It's poor old Era tries to get into the back line with this Dark Will. It doesn't going through the throne. He turns back and then just realizes, screw it, let's just hit the buildings, maybe hit Charlie. I'll make up my mind eventually here as High Coast will lose the series here. They put up a good fight for game 1. Game 2 just proved that Nigma was certainly the better team, and I feel like this is an analogy for their performance here